everybody, welcome back to Transformations by Tiffany. I'm sitting at my desk today. I'm looking out the window at all the pretty snow. Thankfully it's starting to thaw. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how I stay organized. I'm a homeschool mom, and my husband is looking around making faces at me. Okay, so I'm a homeschool mom, and with that, being a homemaker, there takes a lot of thought and planning in that. And I just kind of wanted to go over how I keep myself organized. So I'm going to show you, I have here in front of me 3 planners. I'm going to kind of go over those and show you how they work for me. So first, I'm going to show you this one. This is my home school binder. I don't know if you can see that, but it says it down the side. And it's just a regular binder. I got it from Walmart. Maybe 3-inch. I don't remember. I've had this one for a really long time. And what I've done here is, you see all these things. They're starting to fall over a little bit, but that's okay. Are verses that I wrote down that either pertain to homeschooling or something that I just needed to keep reminding myself, basically. So on one side, it has our school name, when we started it, our school verse, which is, I have no greater joy than to hear that my children are walking in truth, and that's 3 John 1:4. And anytime you homeschool or you do something like that, you need something to constantly remind you that you can do this. And even though I know it was God's calling for our family, sometimes you feel very unqualified for the job. I did not go to school to be a teacher. I actually went to college to be a dental assistant, and teaching is way harder. So a quote that God showed me early on, and I honestly don't even know who wrote this. When I saw it, it didn't have a name attached. Maybe you guys do. If you do, leave it in the comments. I would like to know. But one of the things that God showed me was, I put it down here, and it's, God doesn't always call the one with the ability. He gives the ability to the one he calls. And you can apply that to so many areas in your life. And there has been so many times I've just had to remind myself of that. No, I didn't go to school to be a teacher, but God is the ultimate teacher, and he can give you the ability to do whatever he calls you to do, and will give you the ability. So that is one of my favorite quotes, and one I have to refer to often. And then on the back, just another couple of verses here, and about homeschooling and about children. And so I just put them on there. And so what I do is, let me see if I can tilt you down just a little bit so you can see. Sorry about this table rocking. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Whoop, not enough. Hang on. Okay, so what I do is, let me move these to the side so I can open this one up. And you can get these, for your smartphone or for your tablet, but I'm old school, and when we started homeschooling, they didn't have all the stuff that they have now. And so this is just how I've always done it. So basically what I do, I keep our homeschool papers in here for the state. And if I'm working on something right now, I like to have quotes and Bible verses for stuff that we do. And so I've started writing some more of those down. So that's just sitting in the front because I'm working on it. I have our schedule. Can y'all see? All right, I had our schedule right here. I have lesson plans in here. And I went through and with dividers just kind of divided up everything. This is my section for what the state requires of homeschoolers here. Uh-oh, one of my things fell. Here is our Bible lessons that I have laid out for the boys. These are copies of homeschool books, ebooks that I printed off. These are field trip ideas back here. And back here is we use Mystery of History. And so all of my Mystery of History papers are here, and so on and so forth. Right here is a history book, the teacher's edition here that we use. And then any papers that come with anything that we use is in the very back. I also have my grading scale and some passwords and that kind of thing. It's all in the back. So everything has its section. So when I need to find something, I am able to flip to it really quickly. And at times, you don't have time to sit down and put everything the way that it needs to go always. So sometimes what I have to do is I'll write out a sticky note, I'll stick it on there, and then when I have time, I come back to it and file it away where it needs to go. There's been busy seasons where I've had multiple sticky notes either here on my desk. Right now I still have 2 of reminders. You know, I put them in my phone, but I still like to see them right here. And then there's been several times that I've had multiple sticky notes on my notebook that needed to be filed. So this is just one easy, quick way to do it. You know, if I needed to pull out information about the next year, what do my kids need? You know, and a lot of this stuff I already know, but like how many hours they need in a school year. And or field trip information. If we went somewhere last year that we wanted to try to go again, I have the information for that. And it just makes life so much easier. I can just flip to it. So here is a quick overview anyway of my homeschool binder. And next is my home and family binder. And you can find these free printables all over the internet. This is just one that I got many, many years ago. I don't even know where I got it, and it doesn't say on here. And I couldn't even tell you how long I've had this. It's been a really, really long time, but you can still find them. Just Google homeschool or family and home binder papers, and you can print out tons of different stuff for them. And I worked this one because this is how my brain works, the same way as my homeschool binder. Guys, I'm so sorry about the shaking. And I actually have a schedule set for myself for my home as I do for homeschool. And I actually use the same type. Let me see if I can fix this. Hang on one second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I was trying to fix it so you wouldn't shake so much. So how my brain works, how I need things laid out, and I actually use the same paper or the same planner paper to do all of my planning. And so I like to have time down on my day for everything. On here I have my book time, which can consist of my time with God, or just reading for pleasure, or reading for instruction. I have my homeschool time written down, and when I say homeschool time on this one, I'm writing down just generalized stuff. It's more detail in my homeschool binder. I was keeping kids for a while, so this is an older one. You know, and I'd write down the times that I would keep those kids, any appointments that I have. My cleaning schedule is a big one in this one. I do try to stick to a cleaning schedule the best I can. Obviously, life happens and you're not always able to do it, but I try to stick to it. And if you do one room a day and then just do generalized cleaning, your house pretty much stays clean and organized. And so I need to do a video just on my cleaning schedule, but it does make life so much easier. And I do understand that not everybody's at home all the time, and so your cleaning schedule is going to look a little bit different. But for me, being at home, I break my home down into 6 days. One of those days through the summer is working outside, and that way I'm able to stay on top of everything. or better. You know, life does happen, but it does help. I have my verse of the week, what I try to learn and read and kind of research that verse. And down here again, I have Bible time and what chapters I want to have read that day. So that breaks it down, breaks my day down. It makes, a thoughtless kind of day. You just am able to look and say, hey, this is what I need to do. Then you're not trying to figure things out and wasting that time. It's there, it's ready for you, and you know exactly what you're doing every day, and it just makes life easier. So then I have my God and Bible space, and what I have in there is, stuff that, and I need to put them back in there, I was just using them, but any quotes, any verses, anything that God has showed me that I want to make sure that I remember, I write it down in this section. It could be notes from church, could be something I heard on the radio or somebody else said. Just anything that pertains to God, I put in this section that I don't want to forget. Next is books and websites that I want to remember or look at or read later. I put them in the next section here. Anything, the next one says home and wife, and these are just things that I want to remember that I've learned about being a wife or homemaker. Like I do have some different scheduling papers in here, something to go by that I printed off of different websites. It's just something that somebody else has come up with, and you go through and you tweak it to work for your lifestyle. But I still try to hang on to them so I can have an idea if I need to tweak something, because as life happens, sometimes you have to change some things up. And so that's kind of why I keep these, just something to kind of go through. And when you're sitting down to write about something or figure up a schedule, you don't want to forget something and leave it out. And so if you hang on to somebody else's schedule or an old schedule of yourself, you have everything there and you don't forget certain things. So those are always nice to hang on to. I have a folder for my husband and websites that he needs to remember. I don't use that one as much just because he's able to keep up with that. But I do have it. I have trips, any family trips that we're taking, anything I need to remember, or any birthday parties or Christmas parties or whatever celebrations. If I need to write something down so I don't forget, I have a section for that. I try to keep a Christmas section. Right now, it's not right. I don't have it written down here. I actually have it already pulled out because I was going over it when I was looking at Christmas gifts. But if you write all your Christmas lists down, you're able to check it off as you go, and it just makes it so much easier. And you won't forget anybody or anything that you already have bought. I know one year I thought I had everybody. I got to a holiday celebration on Christmas Day and realized that I forgot to pick something up for somebody in my family, and I felt so bad. So it's super important to write things down and check them off as you go. That way you can keep up and you don't forget anybody. I have stuff for just me, websites that I like, maybe a vlog or a blog that would just pertain to me, whether it's makeup or books that somebody read, something somebody's making, whatever the case may be. I write it down in here for just me. And then I was over karate for a while that my boys ran, and so I actually have a space for karate, but it's empty now because I no longer am over the karate. I just haven't needed to fill this space, so I haven't changed it. So that is one way to organize your family and your home, and it's just right here in front of you. So next is this one. And this one here, love, acceptance, worth, and security, is on the back and the front of this one. And this one goes into a little bit more detail about a Bible study and time with Jesus. And I actually went through a mentor program at our church and have all the paperwork and information here. I'm hoping to soon go to school to learn to be a Christian mentor. And so this one is very precious to me. And you can see, you know, I took it with me. So I have my pencils and pens in there. And then I have all the information and the paperwork that we went through on that. And so when I go back to school, or if I just need to refer back, you know, as time passes and you start to go through things again, or Satan brings things back to mind, you need to be able to have a way to go back and remind yourself of what you learned. And that's just human nature. We don't remember every detail of everything. But if we know that it's in here, that I can quickly look in here and get that verse or that section, and it's all in one place, and I know exactly where it's at, you're going to be more successful. So that is that notebook, and it just has all the sheets that we did over about a year's time. And then in the back, they gave out just some papers on different authors, and different, has quotes and Bible studies and just general stuff like that. Also, I believe in finding out what is your personality type. You will learn a lot about yourself if you take that. And so I had, my whole family is going through this mentorship just for self-growth and learning about yourself. I think that's super important. So when you take a personal, like a personality test, you learn so much, and you can use that for your weaknesses, to know why you react the way you do, and how to correct that so that next time you don't have such a hard time. And it also shows you your strengths, and you can use your strengths to help strengthen your weaknesses. And so I think that's super important to learn who you are, and why you do things you do, why you feel the way you do, because you can have 5 people in one situation, and all 5 are going to feel it a different way, because we have different personalities. So that's super important, and I want to touch base on that later in a different video, and teach you how to find out why you do what you do, and how to overcome your weaknesses and make your weaknesses strengths. God gave us both for a reason, and He's there for both. And so we can learn how to use those, and use Christ to strengthen you too. And so that is some quick ways and tips that you can stay organized. And I'll have another video coming up soon that will show you where I keep everything that's out in the open. It's these condensed into a small area, and it's always there in front of us. It's our command center. And so if I need more detail, I come to these. If I need something quick, whose chore day is it for this? Or what am I cleaning today on really quickly? I can go to our command center, and it's all right there. And so I will show you that in another video. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.